Hello and welcome to another World of Tanks replay video with me, Certain Death. Last week I featured a subscriber to my channel and I've got another one for you today, and this one's a bit special. This one's been sent in by Carl Drogo, as the name he goes in World of Tanks is simply Drogo, and he's using his Tier 8 British heavy tank, the Caernarvon. Now, the Caernarvon was, for a long time, regarded by many people as a bit of a duck egg, to be honest, at Tier 8. Pretty much outclassed by most of the Tier 8 heavy tanks. It was always regarded that the IS-3, the 110, the Tiger 2, etc. are all considered better tanks. But the Caernarvon received a buff a couple of months ago, back in patch 9.20.1, I believe it was, that made it have a more effective gun and a much more bouncy turret, and therefore it's now classified very, very highly, and if you can get hull down, then you can go to work and do an awful lot of damage. And Carl has sent this in here because he's shown off exactly what you can do with a Caernarvon when you get into the right position. So he's on the El Halouf map, and as tends to nearly always happen when you're in a heavy tank, you would normally head up to that top corner around the A1, B1 area, because that's where the heavies duke it out for domination of the map. So you can see there's quite a few of them going this way. There's what we've got in front of us here. We've got a few tanks. We've got a WZ-111 Model 1-4. We've got ourselves a T-34. We've got a Lerva. There's a few of them going this way, and already in chat there's a little bit of bickering going on. Please try to ignore that. I don't have any control over that. Now, you see here that Carl snapshots. Obviously, he probably knows that the chance of actually scoring a hit there is pretty slim, but it's always worth a chance. There are always, if RNG's on your side that day, you never know, that shell could fly in and you can get some early points on the board. And, British guns are fairly renowned for their accuracy, so it's not necessarily a bad idea to have a go at doing that. I probably would have done the exact same thing. I have personally been in battles before where I've snapshotted with a moving KV-2 against the very top of a Hellcat that was just peeking over the brow of a hill, somehow hit and destroy him in one shot. So it can every now and then work out in your favour. Similarly here, for the second time, Carl goes for a snapshot down there to try and cause a little bit of problems for this enemy tank that's been spotted over there behind the hills. Now, this position that he's taking up here, where he's dropped under the low ground and then going up this ramp, it gets you into quite an advantageous position in certain circumstances. Two things really make the difference in this game here. Firstly, having a tank like the Caernarvon, which can go hull down, which has got good enough gun depression and a bouncy enough turret to be able just to peep the ridges, will make a big difference here. Now, he's obviously just trying to jostle for position here just to try and get this T-54. He doesn't want to cause problems for his teammates. They're just adjusting and getting themselves... There we go. Now he's got there's his first bit of damage and also his first bounce at the exact same time. Look at the reload on this gun. He's reloading in around about just over 6.5 seconds, I believe it is, in a gun that now does an average damage of about 280. It used to only do 240. The new gun that's on the Caernarvon now does slightly less penetration. It's been dropped from 226 down to 220, but that's still good enough for Tier 8. But it now does 280 average damage, which means you can high roll into the 300s, which is quite nice. And you'll see he's just racking up the damage with that rapid firing gun. He's bounced a shot there from an ISU 152, which it really shows how powerful this turret can be. Now, the other thing that is a deciding factor in this game is that there's no artillery. This position's a wonderful position, but speaking as somebody myself who does sometimes play artillery, if I was on the enemy team and looked at this map position, then right now I'd be throwing a great big high explosive shell down to this area. But of course, Carl's a very, very experienced player. I've looked up his stats before and he knows exactly what he's doing. He's a very good player in World of Tanks, and he's the first thing he's done when the game's been loading up is he's realised there's no arty here, so I can get myself into a nice hull down position and just go to work. He has taken a little bit of damage there from the Super Pershing a moment ago, but he's putting out far, far more damage than he's taking. He takes a little bit of damage there from the T-54, and I love the way he's playing this so aggressively. He's not even a top tier heavy. He's quite high up, but this is a tier 9 game, and he is really pushing the play. He's making the enemy work, and he is making sure that he's going to do more than his fair share of the damage here. And he manages to track the T-54 there as well. Unfortunately, just gets away before he manages to finish him off. He now bounces another big shot there from a T-30, and the team are taking a pretty good control of this. I mean, they're winning quite comfortably, 5-2 at the moment, and Carl's done over 4,000 damage already. This game is What, it's not even 4 minutes old yet. I mean, that is a ridiculous amount of DPM. Just looking for the lower plate here, and this VK gets it. And he is now being rushed down. He's now got, they realise he's a big threat, so they're now just going to push on and close him down. He's got the T54, he's got the WZ132, and that's it. That's the end of Carl's game. Now, I've cut to the end plates now because the game does go on to be a win within the next couple of minutes, really. But just look at this. In a game that lasted 4.5 minutes in a non-premium tank, 107,000 credits, Confederate award, high caliber award, 5,000 experience, first class award. Let's have a look at this second plate. Yeah, just shy of 5,000 damage in 4 minutes. I mean, that is ridiculously high. Hats off to you, Carl. Thank you for sending this replay in, because this really, really does show off exactly what the Caernarvon can do now. And even after payments, he's still made just shy of 70,000 credits in a non-premium tank. I mean, wow, that is really showing what you can do with the Caernarvon if the circumstances are right. If you can get hull down and get that gun to work, you can make the Caernarvon perform very, very well. It's been a short video, but I've loved every minute of it. Thanks very much for sending it in, Cal, and I hope everybody else has enjoyed it. Thank you very much. Goodbye.